Hello everyone, welcome. We are here in Wellington with a Mustang Mach-E. Today it's about 40-ish degrees. We've got a little bit of wind, 5-10-ish miles per hour, and we're gonna be doing a range test with this. So this is the Mach-E GT, as I mentioned, non-performance. So what that means is we've got these wheels on them, they're 20s, and we've got the Continental cross contacts on them. So with the GT, we've got a 98 kilowatt hour battery, 91 kilowatt hours usable, as well as dual motors, and those are permanently engaged. So we're excited to get this going and see how long it should get going. We think that this will get, the EPA says it'll be 270 miles, and I think it'll be a little bit less than that, but let's get talking about how we're gonna do this test. So we are in the Mach-E GT, and currently we're charging up. We're at 88%, and we drove over here. We went a little bit quickly, jumped on it a little bit to get the battery warm, and of course we're fast charging it all the way to 100%, which should get the battery nice and warm. We already went to get our tire pressures set, so everything is all set to factory settings. From here, what we're going to be doing is setting our climate control. Typically, we have it between 68 and 70 degrees with auto on the lowest fan speed. In this vehicle, it actually gets really hot for some reason, so we're going to be having it a little bit cooler. It's set to 65, but honestly, I think that's probably pretty comparable to what it is in other vehicles. So we're going to be doing this as a loop-style test. We're going up I-25 and then 80. And back the same exact route. So we're not going to have any elevation changes, and going out and back should mean that we're not having any sort of biases in that sense with wind or anything like that. What else is there to cover? I think one of the things that's important to remember is we've got our battery percentages and our guesstimated range, but it's not exactly 100% accurate. So we're going to be driving this until we pretty much can't. We're gonna definitely try to make it all the way back to the charger so we can plug in, but we're gonna run these all the way to empty. We're at 99%, about to finish charging. One thing I did want to mention was our drive mode settings. So we're gonna go into our settings, and we're gonna be using whisper mode, which is the gonna give us the best range in this case. Unfortunately, there isn't anything that will disconnect the front or rear motor, so both those motors will be going the whole time, but this will give us the best shot to get the most range possible. Okay, we just ticked over to 100%, and I am gonna reset the trip meter. Go ahead, unplug, and get on the road. All right, you're joining me just a few moments later. We're about to merge onto the highway and begin this range test. And one of the important things that we always do is do a slow acceleration up to 70 miles an hour right here. So reason we do that is to avoid any sort of losses we might have from putting a lot of power down. So nice gentle acceleration all the way up to 70 miles an hour. I've already looked, and our GPS speed at 71 is our indicated speed 71 is a real 70 mile per hour GPS speed, so I'll lock it in there. We're using Blue Cruise, there we go, and hands-free, which makes this a lot easier, a lot nicer. And we're gonna go around this truck and try to get up to the indicated 71. Okay, just got on to I-80. Got 88% left. Still moving along just fine. No traffic to report. Things are going just about as expected. Okay, checking in. It is 75% state of charge, and we can look at some information about this trip so far. We got Blue Cruise rolling, which is really nice, hands-free. We've done 68 miles. It's been about an hour. 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, which is not too bad, and 95% of the use is on driving. Here we are, we're getting to a good turnaround point. I've got a 59% state of charge. We've got an exit coming up here in Potter, so that'll be our turnaround point to get us on the way back toward Wellington, Colorado. Do have to say the Blue Cruise has been doing pretty well. Just knocking it off right now. smooth, pretty predictable. And again, like we were getting on the freeway, we're slowing down gently using the regenerative brakes, putting the energy back into the battery when we can. And we can continue, get back onto I-80 West. Sweet. Here we go. Cheyenne, 79 miles. Well, now we know. And again, one more turn onto the highway. And one more gentle acceleration up to 71 indicated miles an hour, which is a GPS 70. We're turning around at 59%. We do have some headwinds, and we're a little bit lower elevation than when we started, but definitely I think will be plenty to get us back to Wellington, and then probably a little bit more on some back roads nearby. But I'm locked into 71. Here we are at 50%. I'm watching the road, I promise. 50%, turned around about 15 or so miles ago. We can take a look at our trip info. Here we are, 127 miles, 95% used on driving, and 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. Okay, here we are, 25%, a little over 50 miles of range remaining. Starting to cut it a little bit close, but let's see where we are on our trip. It says we've got 177 miles, 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour, and it's 96% driving. So, pretty solid. Hoping I should be able to make it. I may, toward the end, have to drop my speed a little bit just to make sure I make it to the charger, but we'll play it by ear. We'll see what's going on when we get a little bit closer. Okay, here we are, starting to get off I-80 onto I-25. Gonna go I-25 south toward Fort Collins. And if you take a look, it's a little bit closer than I planned. We've got 4 miles of buffer right now, 35 miles of range, and 31 miles to go. I guess 4 miles of buffer, yeah. I'm gonna try my best to keep it at 70 miles per hour GPS speed for as long as I can, but I also don't want to end up on the side of the road. So I'm aiming to try and keep about 2 miles of buffer, which may mean I have to bump off of 70 miles an hour a little bit early, but we'll see. On one hand, we're battling the wind. On the other hand, we're going a little bit downhill. Ooh, nice rolling coal up there. Sweet. I'll keep you guys posted on everything. Okay, here we are, 10% state of charge. Still on the way back. Have not to move from the 70 miles per hour GPS. Our predicted, the gap right there has been growing a little bit, so looks like we're in the clear for now. Just 14 miles left, and then I think a little bit of driving on some frontage roads to see if we can get a few more miles out. You're joining me here at the end of the highway portion of this 70 mile per hour range test. We're ending up here. I'll kick it off a Blue Cruise. 5% state of charge as we're pulling off the highway. Indicated 12 miles of range. I wouldn't want to cut it much closer than that. With that being said, I think there's still a good bit of juice left, so we're not going to call it quits just yet. Put on my blinker so we can get out of here, and the next step is to take the frontage road. So here's our exit, and we can look at some of the info from this highway section so far. All right, 223 miles on the highway with 5% remaining. I think that's pretty solid. Of course, it's shy of the EPA estimate, but that tends to be the case. You can see we use 95% of our energy on driving during that highway section, 5% for climates and everything else. But yeah, I think this is a great spot for us. Still have 11 miles of range indicated, so gonna continue along some frontage roads and continue seeing how far we can get going. On those frontage roads, the speed limit is 55. I'll try to go a little bit faster than that, but 70 might be a bit quick for realistically holding that speed. So here we are, just on some frontage roads, not going quite 70, but 66, not too bad. We're just gonna keep on pushing. It says 9 miles indicated range. Still feels decently healthy as far as just like throttle response. You can definitely tell it's not at full power, and if you look closely you can see the little gray lines showing that power is quite limited. But overall, it's you know, drivable, especially even at 3% state of charge. Yeah, totally usable. Okay, 1% state of charge. Rolling up to this stop sign, we'll see how everything feels. You can see there's a limited power. I'm just like rolling onto the power gently. Don't want to, you know, floor it and cause any damage to the pack this far down low, but it feels totally fine. It has plenty of acceleration to be usable. Yeah, I mean, it says 4 miles of range, and I definitely believe it. Okay, received battery critical warning and stop soon. It's just hope I can make it up the hill. Oh, it's squishy. That's all it's got. It's really not much left. I could drive it around a little bit, but it really won't go much more above, let's see, 30, yeah, 40, maybe. All right, so we made it. Here we are in Wellington charging.
Hey everyone, it's Max here. Ryan did a great job range testing this Mach-E, but he forgot one little detail. He didn't tell you the range figure at the end. You'll see it on the video in the clip, but just to make it super clear, in the Mustang Mach-E, he got 233.6 miles for the range test, averaging 2.4 miles a kilowatt hour efficiency. So just to make it super clear, those are the numbers.
I tried so hard and got so far.
And I just wanted to make a few quick comments about what Max did over here in the EV6 GT. You know, they're not exactly the same vehicle, and there's plenty of differences between them, but in total, Max was able to get 210 miles on the highway and 217 miles total. Again, that's from a 77 kilowatt hour usable pack. He said he got about 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. This trip is actually saying 2.4 kilowatt hours on our current one. So just an interesting thing, despite having such a bigger pack here in the Mach-E, only got a little bit more range. But yeah, successfully charging. Happy to have it completed and not stranded on the side of the road.